Hello everyone, we are senior high school students from Taiwan. I'm Bo-Jun HUANG.
Hi everyone, I'm Yun-Chih.
I am Zhang.
Today we're going to introduce how people in Taiwan do recycling. First, we will talk about the spatial scene of garbage collection with trucks on the move, and the general three categories to classify garbage here. Then, we will present to you the overall policies, education, and industries concerning recycling. Finally, we will reveal the difficulties Taiwan is facing on recycling. Now, let's check it out. Let's get into the first part, garbage trucks on the move. First, the garbage trucks are on the move to do the recycling. Let's watch a video first to have a clear view of the unique garbage collection scene like no other. Have you ever been to Taiwan? If so, you may notice that in the evenings there will be two large, strange-looking vehicles playing the music of Beethoven's Fifth Alice and moving on the street, with people lying beside the roads waiting for them. These two cars are in two different colors, white and yellow respectively. The white one is for recyclables and the yellow one is for non-recyclables. Although they look colorful, these are actually garbage trucks. If the residents living in the city or in the countries don't live in the condos or apartments which provide the garbage collecting service, they need to wait for the garbage trucks at a fixed time to dump their garbage together.
Actually, colors play an important role in garbage classification. In 1980, in order to improve the situation of garbage classification, the Taiwan government purchased the baby aliens from the Netherlands and started to use them in 1989. Have you ever heard of the term baby alien? There might be a horrible image coming to your mind just as this photo you see, but actually, there are 4 big and cute trash cans which come in 4 different colors, blue, yellow, red, and green respectively. The blue one was for paper, the yellow one was for metal, the red one was for plastics, and the green one was for glass. Unfortunately, these large trash cans which were full of smiles were so large that the government couldn't help but abandon them due to the high cleaning fee. Nevertheless, Taiwan's trash cans still use these 4 colors to assist the people distinguish different kinds of garbage.
Let's now shift our focus to the recycling category. Although Taiwan's garbage classification system varies to region, it can be roughly divided into 3 categories. Trash, the general refers, recyclable containers, and food waste. Container can be further classified into plastic, metal, glass, and paper container as well as rubber pouches. The difficult part of the classification line is that usually an item to be tossed away usually consisted of many different materials that belong to quite different categories. For instance, a to-go coffee mug. The mug is basically composed of the paper container and a plastic lid, and if you want a cup of hot coffee on a cold day, you will also have a paper sleeve. When you finish the coffee, you should wash and clean them first, and then you have to pay attention to the recycling procedure and categories, as described above. Literally, the lid goes to plastic, the sleeve should end in paper, and the mug itself belongs to paper containers.
In addition, certain electronic products must be dealt with special measures because they emit harmful chemicals when burned and should not go to general refuse. For example, batteries, CDs, and other electronic devices can be sent to convenience stores for special recycling. Moreover, if you want to discard large-scale pieces of furniture from ordinary households, you will need to call the cleaning squadron of the local government's Environmental Protection Bureau and make an appointment with them for the delivery time and location. In this photo, you can see I took the batteries to the convenience stores for recycling and grabbed a bag of chips along the way. How convenient and efficient it is.
Next, let's take a look at the recycling policies here. Because global warming is getting worse, the authorities concerned in Taiwan have continuously enacted laws over the years to regulate the public recycling manners in response to Taiwan's rising environmental awareness. For example, in 2002, it was announced that certain stores, such as convenience stores, would be forbidden to provide free plastic bags to reduce the plastic production. Since 2019, the policies have been implemented that plastic disposable straws should not be provided in certain locations, such as restaurants, to reduce the amount of garbage regarding plastic products.
For instance, McDonald's designed a special list to allow customers to drink beverage without plastic straws, and Starbucks designed paper straws to replace the plastic ones.
Not only are policies being implemented, but recycling in Taiwan also takes roots with education. The government officials and environmentalists have organized activities and designed presentations to raise the awareness of environmental protection, telling the general public how to actually classify garbage and recycle. The government has also incorporated the knowledge and education of recycling into the curriculum. Through the education of school teachers, children will bring home the awareness of the correct way to recycle, and many elders will understand the importance of waste disposal and proper waste classification.
After we look at the policy and education, allow me to give you a briefing on the recycling in industry in Taiwan. When it comes to countries in the world, they are famous for their environmental potentials. Many people first think of Europe, but you may not know that Taiwan is also one of the countries with the highest recycling efficiency in the world. In 1998, Taiwan's reserve recovery rate was only 5.87%. By 2018, it had increased to 53.28%, ranking the second in the world, only behind Germany. The recovery rate of waste from industry was as high as 80%. Then, what can we do with the recycled materials? Taiwan promotes recycling industries, and some enterprise has already achieved obvious results. For instance, glass is recycled and made into glazing to increase the value of glass, and PET bottles are recycled and transformed into stitch fabric. In fact, Taiwan used recycled material from PET bottle to make jersey for 16 countries at the 2018 World Cup. This indicates that aside from making the environment better, we can also earn some economic profits through recycling.
However, behind all these efforts and achievements, Taiwan still faces great difficulties in recycling today. Even though Taiwan is already such a progressive country in the field of recycling industries and its technology, and the government has continued to emphasize the importance of recycling, a large number of people and business still neglect and often fail to follow suit. For instance, when people discard household garbage, as there is often no one beside the garbage trucks to supervise whether the garbage has been sorted correctly, some people may throw recycling and non-recycling trash together. In the event of insufficient supervision, classification only relies on each individual's social morality and conscience, which sometimes leads to low rates of recycling. Besides, this situation is getting worse in the urban and rural areas. The education of recycling in remote areas is relatively insufficient compared with that of large cities, and the implementation of recycling and establishment of policies by the local government are not as adequate as the one in cities. As a result, some people and even some recycling companies don't understand the importance of recycling and don't take recycling seriously, which is a serious problem that Taiwan faces. The companies that are supposed to deal with recycling just pretend to collect the recyclables, but mix them together in the end and dump them without care to save sorting efforts and costs, often because they do not have the adequate equipment or adequate capital to do it in the correct way.
In addition, the approach of factories to cope with waste liquid and waste exhaust produced from the recycling process is also another issue. Although the government has enacted relevant laws to regulate discharge, due to high cost of waste recycling and the lack of government subsidies, businessmen often directly discharge the waste into the air or in the ditch. Once, in 2015, there was a factory for recycling plastic bottles in southern Taiwan, which discharged the toxic wastewater into the ditch without proper treatment and procedure. It caused the entire ditch and outlet become an scary red scene, which not only polluted the river and soil, but also cost more money to clean up afterwards. We can see that these are the photos from the movie Beyond Beauty, Taiwan from Above. The director, Qi Bolin, filmed from the air the malicious discharge of wastewater from many factories in Taiwan. And it is another photo he shot. Therefore, Although Taiwan has constantly promoted recycling policies, there are still many problems to be solved. Unable to change the world, as citizens, we can do something for the environment by buying less, reducing the amount of garbage, and reusing what we have as much as we can. In the meantime, some social media groups also promote environmentally friendly methods. For example, on the Facebook page of Plastic Free Men, people often post that they bring their own cutlery and cups instead of plastic bags to make the good behaviors known to the public and go viral. Not only in Taiwan, but also around the world, there are more and more environmentally friendly behaviors in response to the rising environmental awareness.
Perhaps we can also help ourselves regarding our living condition and environment, and through waste reduction and recycling, we can also help our next generation to have the Earth, which is a clean and a livable wonderland, instead of a damaged and dirty planet. Taiwan's recycling is on the move. It involves the revamp policies, education, and industries, and common people's devotion and commitment to the environment that drive transformation and advances as time and garbage move on. We hope with our devoted and joint efforts, recycling can move to a better direction that leads to a brighter and greener future. Thank you very much for listening. This is our contact information. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to contact us. We will be more than happy to help.